This episode is sponsored by ButcherBox. With ButcherBox, you can get high-quality meat delivered directly to your door. Choose from 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, and more sourced from farmers and fishermen dedicated to doing the right thing. For a limited time, new members can get the barbecue bundle, which includes ribeyes, burgers, and chicken drumsticks for free in their first box. For more information, head to the link in the description. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Anime with Alvin, where this week I'm going to be taking on the challenge of making the Cosmic Tower Burger from Persona 5. I know, Persona 5 is a game, but I'm going to blur the lines between JRPG and anime this time, because honestly, I really wanted to make this. So here we go. This is a lot of beef. I'm going to start by making the Giant Hamburger Bun. I have a bowl of flour in which I'm going to combine sugar, salt, and yeast, giving the dry ingredients a bit of a mix before throwing it into a stand mixer with the dough hook attachment. In go the wet ingredients, which involved water and milk. I'm starting this off at a low speed, ramping it up as it goes, and just giving this thing a little tap to make sure that any flour or dry ingredients that are on the sides come down and fall back in. Once the dough has started to come together, I'm going to begin by adding butter. Adding the butter all at once would be delicious, but disastrous, so I'm slowly adding it one bit by bit, letting the dough hook take away and steal the butter away from my fork. Yeah, take the fork too. Cut the video, It appears I have not actually made enough dough, so with the help of Kendall, I decided to double up on this recipe because, in my experience, size matters. Here I am, struggling to get this butter-coated dough into the other bowl. Jeez, this is slippery. Dude, oh, come on, stop. You got it. No, stop, one more. Yeah, yes. I'm mixing them at a low to medium speed until they combine. After about 10 minutes of mixing, or until you start to smell fumes coming from the stand mixer, let's check to see if the dough is ready. Thank you. The dough is now ready to be shaped. I've transferred the dough onto a work surface without any bench flour, working the dough into a ball and knocking out any air pockets that might have formed. And while thoroughly enjoying the feel of the soft and supple dough in my hands, I'm employing a strategical tactic used when guests arrive at my house, tucking all the stuff underneath my bed. The result, a big, smooth, soft ball of dough. I'm gonna name you Bo. Here I am throwing Bo haphazardly into an oiled bowl, covering with plastic wrap and letting Bo rest for about an hour or so, until he has doubled in size. That was cool. Which means it's time to take him out and put him back on the work surface, taking out any of the excess air created during the proofing process. Punching out the air, rolling him back into a shape, tucking all the bad stuff under the bed, and ending up with a slightly larger dough baby than before. I didn't seem to do a great job in getting out the air bubbles, so I'm just using a knife to pop any of the large ones that may appear on the surface. After transferring Bo to a tray lined with parchment paper, I'm giving him a saran wrap blanket sprayed with cooking spray and letting him proof one more time before he gets thrown in the oven. Here I am with 12 pounds of ground beef. According to the challenge, there seems to be 6 large beef patties that comprise the Cosmic Tower Burger. As someone who is not a stranger to creating large foods, I set out by mixing the meat until it has reached a homogeneous texture and then pressing it out into the shape of a beef patty the size of a sheet tray. You might notice that the color of each patty may be slightly different, and that is due to the fact that we had to procure multiple sources of ground meat for our burger. Not to worry though, all the blends range between 80 to 85% lean, which means this burger is probably going to be pretty good. After an unexpectedly tiring forearm workout, I'm going to let the patties set up in the fridge for maximum structural integrity, so when they grill, I have the highest chance of success. On to the condiments for the burger. According to the source material, there seems to be sliced tomatoes and onions among the other accoutrements, so I'm going to be thinly slicing these tomatoes as I believe they are eaten raw. This burger challenge is held in a fast food style burger chain, so I'm going to do this similar to how you might find it at a fast food joint. I don't want to start crying, so let me just put on my protection. Look, if it's stupid but it works, it is not stupid. Bo is now extremely large. Culinary law clearly dictates that you must jiggle a large dough mass if possible. So after paying my dues, I'm egg washing the entire surface of the dough to ensure a beautiful golden brown color after baking. The egg wash also serves as an adhesive surface for sesame seeds to be lightly sprinkled upon. After indulging in some dough jiggling once again, Bo is now off to a very hot oven for about 45 and honestly it's gonna have to be a judgment call because it's time to cook these big burgers. What I have here is a flat top placed on the burners of the stove. The strategy here is to essentially cook this like a large smash burger patty, seasoning the patty when it hits the grill with some salt and a lot of freshly cracked pepper. It's a little off center, so the heat isn't going to be super even on the first one, but that's alright. The difference here is that instead of flipping with a normal spatula, we are flipping with a pizza thing. Could have done that one a little better. You can tell that because the burger was off center, the heating was not even, but that's okay. After we place several slices of American cheese, I'm now placing a giant mixing bowl over the top to emulate steaming the patty with a lid to melt the cheese. Why hello there everyone. After about 30 seconds or so, the bowl comes off and the first patty exits on a tray, and we begin the process once more. Oh, fire. Nice. Don't call the police, this is cool. To cook all 6 patties through and through, this took about 2 hours for me. Honestly, huge respect to the people out there that make burgers for a living. This stuff is not easy. There's a lot of timing, smoke, heat, and fire involved, but it was quite fun. After getting a breath of fresh air outside, I'm now back to make a burger sauce that seems to be in the source material. So I'm going to start by combining some Kewpie mayo with mustard, ketchup, pickle juice, onion powder, and paprika. This is actually my personal burger sauce recipe that I use when I make normal sized ones. I now present to you our giant hamburger bun, fully baked and cooled. In order to separate this into the top and bottom halves like we need to, I'm employing a technique used for cake leveling, making incisions with a long knife while rotating the beast of a bun we have. The goal here is by the time we make a full circle, we hope that the knife incisions do not look like a staircase. The top bun now exits on a tray to maintain its structural integrity. After inhaling the aroma of a freshly cut bun, I'm now painting the burger sauce right on top. We're starting the assembly by laying down a bed of lettuce, butter lettuce to be specific, the fancy kind, followed by patty number 1. Then some of the tomatoes, followed by the onions, and we repeat. Fancy lettuce, patty number 2, and on and so forth. For on and so to infinity, and we're gonna keep building this thing. In tandem with my fears for it falling over. And after playing a game of is this thing tall enough, it is now time to place the crown jewel on top. I present to you the Cosmic Tower Burger from Persona 5, the final step in the Big Bang Burger Challenge offered by the game. And as per tradition for many videos on this channel, it is now time for the all-important cross-section. I never thought I had to say this, but my knife does not seem to be big enough for this task. You know what's going down when you gotta go back in for that second slice. Let's see what we got. I think that looks pretty cool. Some reason all the patties turned out kind of medium rare. A happy surprise nonetheless. I lack the upper body strength to pick this up and eat it, so I'm just gonna cut a slice down the side to get a taste. Oh, that's okay. Fell over. Just make yourself a little sandwich, just a mini burger, and see how it is. The bun is surprisingly delicious. The gluten development is wonderful. The sweetness goes really well with the burger. It kind of reminds me of how cold pizza feels to eat. It's not the best version of it, but somehow you keep going back for more. I don't think I have the guts to finish this thing off, but I am really grateful that we have about 10 people in the studio today. So everybody, meet the talented people behind the scenes that are just going to help me eat this burger. And honestly, food tastes better when you share it with other people. Smiling, laughing, and saying just how good it is makes the whole memory so much more fun. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you again to ButcherBox for sponsoring this episode. With ButcherBox, you can stock your freezer with high-quality meat and seafood, making cooking and meal planning a lot easier. You can choose your box type and frequency, and they'll ship your order for free in an eco-friendly box. For a limited time, new members can get the barbecue bundle, which includes ribeyes, burgers, and chicken drumsticks for free in their first box. For more information, head to the link in the description.